It is no secret that the people that set goals are more successful. These are the people that pause and reflect on what they're doing to see where it is that they can improve. They look at the practice and know that there is area for growth. Now, in our last video, we did talk about New Year's resolutions and why they tend to fail. We don't want you to be that person. So in this video, we're going to give you some tips to ensure that your New Year's resolutions are able to stick, because we know all goals are not created equally.
So hopefully we did not scare you away with that last video, that you still created some goals for this year, a New Year's resolution. So I want to know, what did you pick for this year? I'm sure it's pretty easy to come up with something, right? If we all sit down and say, okay, pick a New Year's resolution right now, we can all come up with something.
Mm-hmm.
And what's important is that we made sure that it's obtainable, that it's measurable, and that we set that goal. So we said, all right, I want to lose 30 pounds this year. No, that is not my New Year's resolution. Just say, as an example, you want to lose 30 pounds this year. You set that goal. You made sure to set steps to achieve that goal, and you made it measurable. Maybe it was, I'm going to work out every single day for 30 minutes, and I'm going to meet with a nutritionist once a week, and I'm going to follow this meal plan. And you've got this complete guide to get you to that. Now, how come we still fail even when we have these great goals and steps to get there?
Yeah, there is always still something that is missing with these goals. These are the very basic. You have the objective, you have the steps to take. You can get super specific. You can find something that is going to be a bit of a reach, but still realistic. You can set all of the small steps along the way, but there are a few things that we're lacking. A major component we miss while we're setting these goals is identifying a purpose. So we are great at setting goals and saying, we want to do this because we should do it, or I want to do that because I should do it. But we never truly identify the why. And this why for why we're doing something really needs to be connected to something that we are truly passionate about. Because when it comes down to it, goals are going to have a lot of small failures in between. And that's okay. That's something that we should be anticipating. We should know that there will be challenging situations as we're going towards reaching a goal. But your why is going to have to be strong enough to make sure that you are seeing yourself through all of these hardships and still meeting that outcome that you're desiring.
If you think of the dental office, for instance, let's think of all the goals that everyone set. So everyone is looking at this year and they're all setting the goals. They're saying, I want to increase my production. I want to reduce my cancellations, reduce my no-shows, improve the morale within the practice, improve quality of care. The list goes on and on. If you were to share this list across the dental practices, a lot of them would all say, yes, that's what I want to do. We all want to do that, right? That's exactly what we want to do. And it's obtainable. We can all do it. So there's steps that we can take to get there. The problem is that we never stop to focus on our why. Yeah, doubling your production sounds amazing. Who doesn't want to double your production or double your income? But why? Why do you want to do that? Is it just for the monetary value of it? Maybe that's the case. Maybe you have like tons of debt that you need to pay off from school still, or purchasing the practice and you don't even have your own home yet and you'd like to focus on your family and starting a family. Find your why is the most important part. And that's the part that we are consistently lacking with these goal settings that we make for our practice. What is your personal why? Not your business why, but your actual personal why that's going to drive you. Because you're the one that's going to need to double the production and work twice as hard. So there's got to be something that motivates you. You need a purpose to drive you forward.
Once you've identified your why, make a mantra. Keep it at the forefront of your mind. Something simple, a few words long. It does not need to be a mission statement. So we see these everywhere. I'm not looking for I'm here to provide the highest level of quality care, or we do pain-free injections for our anxious patients, or we're looking for lifelong lasting relationships. Like, it's not those typical things. Yes, they're all great, but us dental professionals are able to like repeat these right off the bat. When you say like, why do you do what you do? It's like, because we're here to provide the highest level of quality of care.
Yeah.
Like, we want you to develop a mantra that is going to stick with your why and really be something that resonates with you. It just has to be a few words that you're able to say to yourself, especially when you're facing those hardships, something that really ties it together to keep you going.
All right, my analytical friends, do not fear. We are not just going to be mushy-gushy this entire video and have you inwardly thinking and talking about emotions and your why. Go ahead, grab your pen and your paper. It's time to get analytical.
So the first thing we're going to write down is, what are the outcomes? What is it that we want to achieve? What is that goal now that we've tied it to a why? What is it that we want to be celebrating at the end of 2020 that we were able to achieve? Then we're going to dive into really being thorough with setting up our process. So for this goal that we want to reach, what are the skills that we're going to need? And then what information are we going to need to be able to do this? This is where we have to put a little plug for all those amazing companies that are able to provide the most actionable metrics, to be able to do the recall software. If those are part of what your goal is, that is awesome. They are hugely beneficial.
Yeah, it doesn't all have to be on you. There are people that do these
things.
There
are people that do these things. They specialize in them really well.
Yeah.
You just have to outsource sometimes. And then the next step is we're going to break it down into incremental stages. So these incremental stages are like, what are the bite-sized pieces that you can do to be able to hit those goals? Those incremental stages, they add up to major changes. And not only that, they really fuel the positive feedback loop we talked about in the last video.
Yeah, in the last video, we talked about that positive feedback loop. That moment where you can say, I did it. So just like when you're little, with every single step that you take and you say, I did it, I did it, I did it. It makes you feel good and you want more. Make sure that you're setting yourself up to have that positive feedback loop. The best way to do that is have small goals in between that large obtainable goal that you're reaching for, and have short increments in between them. Maybe it's every week you get to obtain something, or every month. The further out that things go, the more likely you are to start to fail at reaching that goal, and you're not going to get that positive drive to want to go towards it. So make sure you have some small incremental steps that you can instantly say, I did it, I did it, I did it, all along the way, so that you're positively reaching those goals.
Now, this process wouldn't be complete without planning for what is going to get in your way. So
Yeah.
There's some blockers that are going to stop you from being able to reach some of these goals. But if we can anticipate what will happen, we can better plan for ensuring that we're able to navigate them smoothly and continue on our track to hitting that goal by the end of the year. So we have 3 questions that you can ask to be able to anticipate what those blockers may be. The first question is going to be, what constraints might make it difficult for you to achieve your goal? Now, what behaviors might make it difficult for you to achieve your goals? Lastly, who may make it difficult for you to achieve your goals?
Congratulations, you have completed setting your goal. You made sure that it fits your why, that you know what you're working towards, that you've set all these little steps so that you can have that positive feedback loop. But we forgot one thing. You work with some people, probably a lot of people, right? And you can't obtain this goal without them. So first things first, make sure that you're including them in setting these goals. We want to know what would be their why for obtaining these goals, and what barriers do they see in obtaining them? Because I bet what you listed and what they list might be a little bit different. We all have a different perspective on life and our career. So we want to make sure that we're finding out from everyone, what do we see as obstacles in getting to achieve this? Now, the most difficult part, of course, is going to be getting them to be on board with your why and your goal and to resonate with that. But don't worry, in our next video, we're going to give you how to resonate with your team and get them on board with those goals that you just set for 2020. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Dental MVP.